Greetings, one or two comic book readers out there. I'm Mike from Frontline, and welcome to a double comic review of a IDW comic. And this is actually a really awesome returning comic book that I'm actually excited about reviewing. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about these two comic books, which are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Volume 3 Color Classics of issue number 1 and issue number 2. And the reason why I'm reviewing these two comics is because this one came out about a month or so ago and this one came out just recently, so I thought
Issue 1 came out on the week of the 21st. Issue 2 came out the week of the 28th.
oh, so you heard it from my brother himself, so I thought why not stick it in as a double review. So without further ado, let's go into...
Although issue 1 probably was delayed.
Right. So going into the comic book, the first story is called Shades of Grey, where all the turtles are have to go meet up with Casey Jones at Central Park while Donatello stays behind because he's working on some experiment, and they have to meet him there at a certain time before he goes home, and then they all meet with each other. But the artwork is still amazing as always, and it's just really great artwork. So we get where Casey Jones meets up with these thugs and he gets in a fight with them, but here's really something that I thought I would never see in a comic book, for the Turtles that is. Casey Jones killed one of the gang, but it wasn't intentional. It was actually by accident, and after that happens, we get like this masked person who actually thought that he was a murderer and tries to stop him. And as the issue continues, like right here, you feel the emotions that are going through Casey Jones saying, you know, I killed that kid and I should have not done that. And, you know, the whole thing, I just felt for him. And then we see that masked person meet up with Casey again in the cemetery. And, you know, the Turtles hear what Casey did. And then Raphael, being Casey Jones' best friends, just saying, you know, there's a reference that they met each other in Tales of the TMNT issue number 2, and he's like saying, you know, just don't go throwing around your badge and saying that this guy's a jerk for what he did because you don't know anything, because you don't know the full evidence of what actually did happen. So he is off, he was let off, and it ended just like that. So after reading this, I know it's going to make that, focus character more on Casey Jones, but wow. This book, really heartfelt, definite 5 out of 5. I mean, Color Classics has not disappointed me ever, and I'm glad they brought back Volume 3. But let's go into now issue number 2 and see what happens to our friend Casey Jones as well as the Turtles for this one. So in issue number 2, it starts off where April talks to her sister Robin, where she actually met this guy who was actually in the last issue where April met him. And she talks with Splinter saying, you know, I met this guy and I just want a normal life, what should I do? And Splinter just says flat out, just leave. Because he wasn't very happy about that. And let me show you guys some more artwork where Casey Jones is still feeling that. And he meets up with Donatello in the forest. And by the way, Casey doesn't know that she met this guy and that she's leaving, so he's totally unaware of that. So him and Donnie have a little talk where Casey was being a jerk, but he didn't really mean it because he's still going through this whole thing about killing that kid still, and says bad things to Donnie, and then when push came to shove, he actually messes with Donnie, and Donnie's like saying, I don't want to fight you, but if so be it, then that's the way it's going to be. And the artwork's still great as the first issue. Meanwhile, as Michelangelo, Raphael, and Leonardo are having a training, they hear that there is a thing that's going on, and they go to find out what it is. And we see a moment where Casey Jones talking with a police officer, where he's saying, what you did, wasn't your fault because, they started and everything, and, you did it for justice, so you shouldn't beat yourself up over what happened. And that's how it ends right there. And again, still, another amazing issue, and as issue number 1 rating, I give this rating also a 5 out of 5. Both of these comic books are really excellent stories. I'm actually really glad they brought back the Color Classics, and definite recommendation to buy for those you Turtle fans. And I'm waiting for an issue where Casey Jones sooner or later is probably going to go to Master Splinter, and he's going to have a talk with him, because Splinter's like a role model to the Turtles and to also Casey Jones, and I can actually see it happening, and I hope I see that soon. But just awesome, and you feel for Casey Jones in this issue, and because Casey Jones, you really don't see emotion from him, but after that, it's just wow, just awesome story, and flat out. So with that, everyone, that's my double review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issues number 1 and 2 of Volume 3 Color Classics. Don't forget to check out Comic Related, Comic Frontline, and Frontline Gaming Zone, because we're your number one source for comic and game related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. Subscribe to Comic Frontline today if you haven't yet, and comment below if you've been reading this, likes, dislikes, or anything else you want to say about the book. Let me know in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Until next time, to all you comic book readers out there, Mike from Comic Frontline, take care and keep watching. Later, everybody.